Now, have you ever just stopped and reflected to yourself the sheer brutality of this war in Araxis? The soldiers being mercilessly gunned down, torn apart, crashed, burnt alive, electrocuted. Well, thankfully in Terran Republic, everyone gets a free healthcare, so you can stay healthy despite of any mutilations, unlike other two evil empires. And to help you also become a part of the medical system, today I'll be going through various medical playstyles and ranking them in my tier list. So let's get started. Now the first playstyle we have is the Med-Duo mains. Now these are the hardcore support mains who are so dedicated to playing support to the point that their most common weapon use is the medical applicator in the FPS game. So if you have these players standing still in your back, rest assured, because they have over 60% accuracy, over 40% headshot rate with a medical applicator, and always have it out to support you, even in the hardships of the battlefield, even when the position is being overrun, and even if you are literally gunning them down. But they do sometimes switch out of Med-Duo, and when they do, they will have punish you with under-barrel heal grenade, cleanse grenade, shield recharge field, anything to increase their assist per minute stats. Now needless to say, sweaty planetmen will always look down on them, saying that there is a combat in combat medic. But given that some people need to remember that there is also medic in combat medic, you have to appreciate these people for actually doing support. And for the high amount of B1 affirmation per minute you can get, I will rank Med-Duo mains high in the B tier. And the medkit in your face when you try to heal them heavy assaults, F tier. Infiltrator that never declock to deny you any heal, F tier. And the stupid solo players dying in a bad spot so they can bait you to die, oh, F tier. But unlike these support mains who actually play medics with a good intentions, there also exists a sort form medics. And these medics, they are only in for the money and would do anything if it means an extra cash. Like you die in a really bad spot, these medics will always revive you over and over when you clearly are going to be insta-killed, so they can grind certs off of your suffering. And you're gonna keep accepting the revive because it works the exact same way as a pop-up ad, and you will impulsively click yes. And you will even say thanks out of your muscle memory. These medics have absolutely no standards. Random guy team killing another player due to a petty grudge in a classic Asia server fashion. These medics will just keep reviving the guy anyway, so they can farm XP off of others' toxic behaviors. Because that is what often happens in Asia server. And I know I shouldn't revive because he's just gonna get team killed again. But I want that money. And the revive goes off and the guy goes for another team kill, but he is invisible, he can't land any hits. Meanwhile they both go for the knives, but that dodge, that movement. And now Infiltrator runs for the teleporter and the heavy assault follows. But where did he go? There he is, and that knife hit. And he flies around the teleporter again, hides behind it, and successfully gets away with the crime. And as you can see, not only can you farm XP, but you can also farm some contents. And that is why I am ranking these money-hungry sellouts at B tier. But the greed of Planetmen does not stop there, and for those who want to make even more money, there also exists the passive income medics. Now these are the Sigma male red-pilled medics who came up with this infinite money scheme. So what you do is to force pull out flash with a scout raider in a crowded fight so you can get all the motion detect XP. Meanwhile, medics has this tri-age passive ability that heals nearby allies when you're inside a vehicle, so you can get all the heal XP. Put down some shield recharging fields so you can also get shield XP, and now you just watch all the assist sticks rolls in and say, I am helping, while literally being AFK. But do you want to know the secret to making even more certs? Do not revive the friendly medics. That way you can eliminate the competition and take all the XP for yourself. Just don't ask why he is dead in the first place. And due to a potential legal complication, I can only rank it at C tier. But anyway, if you actually want to make use of a triage ability without sounding like a fishy crypto gurus, there also exists the ambulance medics. Yes, with the passive triage ability of medics, you can drive around on javelin or flash, hitting nearby allies while rescuing downed allies even in the middle of nowhere. It's like a stretcher to carry the undead to a safe place, and it is as easy to use as a stretcher. It is as easy to use as a stretcher. It is probably like a D tier, but if you are a javelin or flash player, having these medics in your second seat is very handy for free constant heals. And in that case, these human blood pack can be C tier. And now going back to more meta playstyles, we have the Necromancers. It is a playstyle where you stock up as much revive grenades as possible and pitch it over and over to raise endless horde of zombies against the enemy. At this point, you can say that dead teammates are just another resources scattered across the map. You can summon them as a meat shield to distract an enemy, spawn invisible variants with a maxed out revenant implants, or sometimes do that while yelling "Stop being a coward and charge into the point," while you yourself just throw revive grenades from a safe distance. Because after all, you took a hypocritical oath as a medical personnel. So if you die in a contested point, you can count on these necromancers for the countless revives in front of the enemy, so you can repeat your death and revive over and over and over until you're nothing but a soulless abomination. Until you're finally free after the 10th consecutive death. And with their generosity to spoon-feed kills to the other faction, these necromancers rank high in the B tier. And finally, it is time to talk about the competitive outfit war medics. But of course, they're just a reskin of necromancers, because competitive Planetside comes down to revive grenade spams in a point horde. But if you really want to be a meta-sweaty player, we of course have the Carapace Combat Surgeon Medium Assaults. Now these are the meta combat oriented medics locked only to people who can afford the Carapace implants. With this implant replacing all your shield bar into health, you can now continuously heal yourself with a medic ability and restoration kit mid-engagement, so you can regenerate the enemy to death. And combine that with high DPS, high ADS speed meta-slave weapons, no recoil burst crutch rifles, or other superior weapons medic can use despite of being a support class, you can turn the medics into a frontline combat class. And if you have access to the ASP, a sweaty player point, you can even pair up Scout Rifle secondary with CQC primary weapon to be effective at any range. Now it is safe to say that if you reach this level of pro medics, you will no longer be reviving people from left to right like a noob, because you understand that medical supply is limited. That supply being your convenience. So you will prioritize the revive for when it is really necessary, like when you need to recharge your heal power with Combat Surgeon Implant in order to heal yourself, or get 25% damage resistance with the said implant. So go on, medkit shuffle all over your dead teammates' bodies as they ask for revives. With this, you can become the A tier medics. But I know, Carapace medics might not be enough for some. You might need more combat advantage, more firepower, more survivability. And that is when you can try the ultimate combat-oriented pro medics in the game, the Heavy Assaults. Yes, that is right. By playing heavy assaults, you can really optimize the best parts about the Carapace medics while getting rid of its useless parts. Your healing ability is replaced with medkits, so you can reserve the healing only for who matters the most, yourself. And by not having an option to revive, you never get guilt-tripped into reviving someone. And all the while, you have 450 shield that regenerates on takedown, so you can sweat as hard as you want. Some Med2 mains refusing to participate in first-person shooting in FPS game just use medkits in their face to crush their hopes and dreams. Some support class pretending to be a combat class with a Carapace implant just stat check them with 4 HP, so you can tell them, go back to playing support. Heavy Assault is the best combat-oriented medics in the game, and they deserve their spot in the S tier. So that completes my medic tier list. But don't worry, playing medic will always have this one advantage against other classes. That is, according to an international law, it is a war crime to kill a medical personnel. So enjoy attacking the enemy guilt-free, while your enemy will always have to fight against their good conscience to fire back.